To tell you the truth, I actually did not want to read this chapter, or more like I read it with a very heavy heart. From what I saw from the spoilers, I guessed a lot of things. Turns out those things were not exactly true, but it doesn't change the fact that everything here just ended with a little bit, with a very big emotional, I wouldn't say disaster, but you think you know what I mean. An emotional moment where you just don't, where you again wonder, where is this manga heading? Don't get me wrong, Kingdom is classified as one of the best mangas currently, and the morality that we have been facing these last couple of chapters really put us all in the moment. What do we own think about this in this manga perspective? Still, this we feel this arc needs to be solved in a good in a understandable conflict, but judging from where it's heading, I'd say that's not possible. In the Kingdom chapter of 478, turns out though that Kanki didn't really have a good reason for calling Shin a villain. I thought he was gonna say that because, judging from the spoilers, that he considered Shin a hypocrite from what his soldiers do. You will get it soon. However, in the end, he just feels that it's naive. That was the only reason why he considered them. Because he says, unification of China means slaughtering the enemies with overwhelming armies to the point where they cannot resist anymore. It means to claim their lands and everything they owned. Great massacre, grand invasion. If the those Chinese act, the people that will have any happiness is the citizen of Shin. And the way he says it, I'm not sure who told you that, but there are a couple of people like that from time to time. Foolish idiots filled with lunacy pretending to be the very eminent of justice. Clearly, he hasn't met Sei. The thing is, both Sei and Shin knows that this will cause a lot of bloodshed, and that it will not create a lot of happiness. But the thing is that Kanki is failing to understand is, even if this will only bring happiness to Shin, and this will cause hatred in the other states, only by crushing the armies and joining them will they not fight anymore. So this is again a morality question. Of course, Kanki and Shin cannot agree with that. Even though Kyoka revealed that Kisha is dead, Kanki still wants to kill all of them, kill all of the villagers. It's then that they take in hostage some of the big guys, but the one who stops it is Bihei, who proclaims that they need to pull back and apologize for everything, and that they have extracted information through torture. Shin, of course, gets extremely angry when he hears that Bihei is well, not guarding, protecting. I slurred the word again. Defending Kanki's actions. But Bihei says that since the villages are not attacked, are not neutral in war, those who have reached by the army were hostile to us. They were holding weapons and rations, and they secretly reported our movements to the army. And he wants to say, protect them. I mean, he wants them to lay down their swords and apologize. Of course, Shin cannot hear that from his colleague, a colleague that has been fighting by his side ever since he became a commander. No, from before he became a commander. His brother, I don't know if you remember this, but his brother was the one who saved Shin from one death we all know he could not walk away from. But the thing is, in a way, Bihei holds a pretty logical head in this, because he says that such trivial matters need to take care of the situation here, Shin. The Kanki army is in a combat formation within the forest right now. They might seriously attack the unit. That so so in the way, what Bihei says here is that Shin needs to see this from the perspective of war. Again, this is a morality question. Shin knows war. He just don't like slaughtering people that do not hold weapons. For Shin, sob stories are not meant to be in war, but at the same time, they are not meant to. The only people he will attack are the people that holds the weapon, and if innocent civilians wants to fight him, then he fights them. That's how he works. But Bihei here says to look at the perspective of Kanki, and if they don't do that, then Kanki army will seriously attack them. And once Shin sees that armlet that Bihei got from the unit, Shin immediately accuses Bihei of taking this from a corpse, and the way he was giving from a soldier. So Shin wonders, it belonged to someone in the woods. Have you thought about that? With a heavy heart and extreme anger, Shin punches Bihei in the face and slams him against the rock, and screams to his former friend and colleague to never return to the unit again. So yeah, what can we exactly say here? I thought Kanki would, from the spoilers I thought Kanki would use psychological warfare against Shin by calling him a hypocrite. I mean, he still, in the end, called him a hypocrite, but it's the same thing as a lot of people were guessing last week's chapter. Kanki is a guy without any morality and any justice. For him, there's no such thing as a unification. I mean, even we who are reading the manga and have been following it for a long time still cannot really believe it. But we must try to see this from the manga perspective. We know that Sei knows that this will cause a lot of bloodshed. It's also worth noting that even though he knew that Sai kingdom were fought for their lives, he knew that they would be sacrifices. And even though he held a heavy heart in that, he had to accept that as a king. And even Shin did. But that's because they were fighting for something. Kanki is not fighting for anything. Kanki is just killing. For him, this means nothing more than killing. And the fact that he says to Bihei to never return. In the end, who was right? Was Bihei in the one right, or did Shin just lose control over his emotions again? In the way that Bihei said is true. I mean, the Kanki army was surrounding one, and Shin has to see this from the perspective of the one who in the higher command. But again, Shin is one who has standards in war. And to hear that from a colleague of him that has been fighting by his side for a very long time, that makes Shin clouded in judgment. And so, telling his friend to never return to the unit, is that gonna hold up? Something tells me that this conflict with Kanki and the Hishintai unit is not gonna be resolved very easily. No, I have no idea what this arc is gonna head us towards now. But there's no way Kanki is gonna get killed. And there's no way Hishin unit is gonna be killed yet too. But Kanki is not a man who change. So are you telling us Shin is the one who has to change? Give me your thoughts if you have any.